Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. A Survivor alum beat out a Squid Game The Challenge star on Sunday night to win a nice cash prize. As previously reported by T on TV, the first episode of Spotlight featured many reality TV people. Spotlight is a fun new entry into the genre that can be played on YouTube. The accessibility may be the best part. A viewer only needs internet access to watch the episodes for free. It looks like future episodes will involve regular folks, but the first night featured some fun people from reality TV. What is Spotlight? The show's tagline reads, "Spotlight is an online social game of debate, voting, and elimination in which players compete for power each round until a winner is crowned." The idea is simple enough. Players openly discuss and then secretly vote for someone to be put in the spotlight. After that, that person takes out someone from the game, and it's entirely up to them. Before each elimination, the person in the spotlight has private one-on-one meetings with each player to reach their decision. The player in the spotlight announces the elimination following the meetings. The meetings are quick one-minute sessions, sometimes cutting off as people are mid-sentence, so it's key to speak quickly. All of it is visible to the audience. This process is repeated until only 2 players remain. The winner is then selected by a jury of players who were eliminated. Additionally, applications for future episodes are still open. A Survivor alum wins the first episode of Spotlight. On March 29, the first episode was broadcast. Ricky from The Amazing Race was the first person in the spotlight. He then eliminated Ivori from The Mole. The process continued for a while, with each player employing their strategies. Derek from Big Brother 23, Leanne from Squid Game The Challenge, Mark from Squid Game The Challenge, and Katora from Survivor 45 were the remaining 4 players. Leanne took the spotlight and eliminated Derek. Then, Mark took the spotlight and eliminated Leanne. To secure the support of the jury, Katora and Mark engaged in combat. On a 5-0 vote, Katora from Survivor won Spotlight. The next new episode arrives on April 12th. More from the world of reality TV. Big Brother and Challenge alums star on the new American Gladiators. The show returns after many years. On Survivor 50, Mike White of the White Lotus lost a lot of weight. Additionally, he mentioned having to depart Ponderosa early. Here's what we know about Big Brother 28. The new season arrives this summer. The studio lights dimmed as anticipation filled the air. What started out as a casual crossover quickly developed into one of the most intense competitions that fans of reality television had ever witnessed. Familiar faces from Big Brother, Survivor, and even the global phenomenon Squid Game stepped into the spotlight on a brand new game show designed to bring together stars from various franchises, each determined to demonstrate their dominance. From the very first challenge, the Big Brother alumni came in with confidence. They believed that this new format would play right into their strengths, because they're known for their strategic gameplay, social manipulation, and capacity to thrive in high-pressure settings. After all, they had spent weeks, sometimes months, locked in a house, navigating alliances, betrayals, and competitions. What could be harder than that? But this show was different. Unlike the controlled environment of the Big Brother house, the new game show threw contestants into unpredictable, high-stakes scenarios that demanded both physical endurance and mental agility. Each round introduced a new twist, puzzles that required teamwork, endurance trials that pushed players to their limits, and sudden eliminations that left no room for error. The participants in Big Brother attempted to duplicate their tried-and-true strategies. They tried to control the narrative, formed alliances, and whispered plans in corners. It looked like it worked for a while. One by one, other contestants fell, some overwhelmed by the pace, others caught off guard by the social maneuvering. But then came the turning point. A seasoned Survivor competitor began to alter the power balance. Unlike the Big Brother players who relied heavily on social bonds, the Survivor alum had a different approach: adaptability.
They were ready for exactly this kind of game after years of surviving harsh environments, managing limited resources, and competing in strenuous challenges. They went beyond playing the game, they evolved with it. While alliances formed and broke around them, the survivor players stayed just outside the chaos, carefully observing every move. When necessary, they blended in. When the moment was right, they struck. It was a masterclass in timing, something Survivor fans would recognize instantly. Meanwhile, a surprising contender emerged, a star associated with Squid Game. Though not from a traditional reality competition background, they brought a unique perspective, shaped by intense, high-stakes storytelling and psychological tension. They were a formidable opponent thanks to their composed demeanor and calculated decisions. As the competition narrowed, it became clear that the final showdown would not include the Big Brother veterans who had once dominated the game. One by one, they were eliminated, some blindsided, others simply outmatched. The very strategies that once made them powerful now worked against them. Their tight alliances became predictable. Their moves, once clever, became transparent. In contrast, the Survivor alum and the Squid Game star thrived in the unpredictability. The final challenge was a culmination of everything the show had tested: endurance, intelligence, and mental resilience. It began with a physically demanding obstacle course, pushing both finalists to their limits. Sweat poured, muscles burned, but neither competitor gave in. Next was a complex puzzle, one that required not just logic, but the ability to stay calm under pressure. The star of Squid Game did a fantastic job here, closing the gap and almost taking the lead. For a moment, it seemed like they might pull off a stunning victory. But the final stage was where everything changed. In a test of willpower and focus, both contestants had to balance on a narrow platform while solving a series of rapid-fire questions. It was here that the Survivor alums' experience truly shined. Years of balancing physical exhaustion with mental clarity paid off. They answered quickly, confidently, and, most importantly, correctly. The star of Squid Game faltered just slightly. A single misstep, a brief hesitation. That was all that was required. With one final correct answer, the Survivor alum secured the victory. The crowd erupted in applause as the host announced the winner. It was a moment that perfectly captured the essence of the game, in predictability, resilience, and the ability to adapt. For the Big Brother alumni, the outcome was a humbling reminder that no single strategy guarantees success. While they had dominated their original game, this new format demanded something different, something beyond alliances and social gameplay. But for fans, the result was thrilling. Seeing competitors from such different worlds clash and compete created a unique kind of excitement. It wasn't just about who won, it was about how they won. The Survivor alums' journey to victory showcased the importance of versatility, while the Squid Game stars' performance proved that even newcomers could rise to the challenge. As the credits rolled, one thing was certain: this crossover experiment had been a success. And if there's one lesson to take away, it's this: no matter how strong your past victories may be, every new game is a
high-stakes
fresh battle.
competition that brought together icons from wildly different worlds was about to take place, something that fans of reality television had never really seen before. A brand new game show designed to test every skill, including strategy, endurance, instinct, and nerve, brought together contestants from Big Brother, Survivor, and even a breakout star who was inspired by the global hit Squid Game. From the moment the cast walked onto the sleek, neon-lit stage, there was a quiet understanding among viewers and players alike. This would not be predictable. With a certain swagger, the former Big Brother contestants entered. They were used to cameras, used to manipulation, and used to winning people over. Relationships were the currency of the Big Brother house, and they had mastered the art of persuasion. Early in the game, they quickly found each other, forming a loose alliance that mirrored their familiar playbook. At first, it worked. During the opening rounds, which focused on social deduction and quick-fire decision-making, the Big Brother players thrived. They read people well, spotted hesitation, and capitalized on emotional weaknesses. One contestant even planned a blindside that was almost perfect, sending a strong physical competitor from another franchise home. It felt like a preview of domination. But the game had other plans. The second phase underwent significant shifts. Physical endurance challenges began to take center stage. Contestants were pushed through obstacle courses, suspended above water tanks, and forced to complete tasks while exhausted. The comfort zone of social strategy evaporated. That's when the Survivor alum began to rise. Where others complained of fatigue, the Survivor player seemed almost at home. Years spent battling the elements, enduring hunger, and competing in punishing challenges had shaped them into something more than just a strategist. They were a complete competitor. They adapted to each round, not just survive them. While the Big Brother players huddled together, trying to maintain control, the Survivor alum kept their distance. They observed quietly, stepping in only when necessary. They won crucial challenges, not always the flashy ones, but the ones that guaranteed safety. In the meantime, an unexpected rival was emerging. The Squid Game star, who was better known for creating psychological tension than traditional competition, approached the game with eerie calm. Even when they did speak, it was significant. They studied patterns, memorized rules, and treated each challenge like a puzzle to be solved, rather than a battle to be won. The Big Brother Alliance's cracks started to show as the field got smaller. Paranoia crept in. Anger emerged from whispers. Overanalyzing behavior and reading into every word, skills that used to give them power, started to hurt them. Their numbers soon began to decrease as one error led to another. They were eliminated one by one. By the time the final four was set, none of the Big Brother alums remained. It was an outcome few had predicted at the start. Instead, the endgame featured a clash of styles between the veteran contestant from Survivor, the calculating star from Squid Game, and two other competitors who had fought their way through sheer determination. But it quickly became clear that the two players with the most composure in the game would decide the final showdown. The final challenge was announced under dramatic lighting. It would be a three-stage gauntlet. The first stage tested endurance, a grueling balance challenge where contestants had to stand on narrow platforms while holding weighted bars. The time seemed to go on for hours. One by one, players dropped. The Squid Game star showed incredible focus, barely moving, while the Survivor alum adjusted their stance with subtle efficiency. Both advanced. The second stage was a memory puzzle. After being shown a complicated sequence of colors and symbols, contestants were given a limited amount of time to recreate it. Here, the Squid Game star excelled, finishing seconds ahead and proving they were not just calm, but sharp. It was a draw. Everything came down to the final stage. In the last round, contestants faced a hybrid challenge, a short sprint through obstacles, followed by a rapid-fire quiz that tested both logic and awareness from previous rounds. It was designed to break even the strongest competitors. They started neck and neck. The Squid Game star surged ahead in the obstacles, moving with precision. However, the Survivor alum was close behind, persevering with unwavering determination. When they reached the final podiums, the energy in the room was electric. The inquiries began. What was the color sequence in round 3? Both answered correctly. How many players were eliminated before the merge? Another tie. What symbol appeared most frequently in the memory grid? A pause. For the first time, the Squid Game star hesitated. The Survivor alum didn't. They answered instantly and correctly. The buzzer rang. It was over. The Survivor alum had won. The audience erupted as the realization set in. Against a field of strategic masterminds and psychological tacticians, it was the adaptability, resilience, and timing of the Survivor player that secured the victory. Knowing how close they had come, the Squid Game star smiled, gracious in defeat. As for the Big Brother alums watching from the sidelines, the lesson was clear.
Their game had evolved, but not enough for this battlefield. In the end, this new show proved something powerful. No matter where you come from, no single style guarantees success. Players who are able to adapt, endure, and strike at precisely the right time thrive. And this time, that player came from Survivor.